iostudy.net.
Hello everyone, this is Danielle, and in this video on English grammar, we're going to learn about whom, whose, and where, and how to use them correctly. So as you can see, we have the mind map here for the separate sections, whom, whose, and where. So let's start off with whom. So when to use whom. We use whom to ask which person receives an action. So we have a couple of examples. First, the doctor whom you called yesterday is my friend. And the man whom I wanted to see was away on holiday. So here we're using whom to ask which person receives an action. Now let's talk about where and when to use where. We use where to talk about a place. So for example, the hotel where we stayed was clean, and the house where I live is next to the swimming pool. And finally, let's talk about whose. When should we use whose? So we should use whose in relative clause instead of using his, her, or their. For example, a widow is a woman whose husband is dead, and the disabled are the people whose bodies have a physical problem. So as you can see in both of these example sentences, they are used in relative clause instead of his, her, or their. So they are possessive. Okay, so here, as you can see, you have your completed mind map for whom, whose, and where. So you can always come back to this for your reference and to look at the examples of sentences. The next thing you can do is go to the outline. So click here for the outline on whom, whose, and where. So here we have your outline for whom, whose, and where. So you can go ahead and scroll through this. You can read through the whole thing to find out the differences between whose, whom, and where. We also have examples of sentences and further information for you. So after you're done reading through the outline, you can click here to take the test and test your knowledge on how to use these subjects. So thank you for joining me in this video where we learned about whom, whose, and where in English grammar. And in the next video, we're going to take the test together. So I will see you again in the next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.